Welcome to Alley Chats. Today, I'm just jumping right in. We're not even going to screw around. Well, Thomas, I wasn't even talking to you, but I might as well start talking to you. I'm talking to Thomas Thurlow. Thomas, I'm super excited to have you on this show. We've already been talking for, a half hour? And I figured it's time to turn the mics on and start recording. So here we are. We're going to talk about a Kickstarter that you've got coming out. Before we jump into that, Thomas, can you tell the audience a little bit about your background, who you are, what you do?
Yeah, so I am a musician and co-founder of the larger world-building project Ready Made Utopia, where it's call it like an alternate reality world building where we have these little creatures and we're just kind of exploring their world through different media, be it like animation, music is a big one for us, comics we've done in the past, and now we're trying to get into audio drama to give us the largest kind of view into the world that we can. Personally, my background's basically only music, but I'll hop in on a little bit of visual stuff. I was a drummer for a long time, and now I produce, I sing, kind of anything I can do with audio I want to do. So.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You know what? As a sidebar, my dad was an avant-garde jazz drummer.
Oh man, that's the fun stuff.
Yeah, it is. Well, he actually was one of the originators of it in Chicago. He and Hal Russell started the first avant-garde group here.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and he did it for a long time. Well, they couldn't play anywhere. They had to play in like churches, and that was about it. Clubs were even like, get that crap out of here.
I like them.
Oh yeah,
it gets really out there and into it.
That's where I'm into it too.
Yeah.
So we do share some sound interests, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So the project, let's get into that.
Yeah.
The Experience Corporation.
Yeah.
What you're doing is you're kickstarting an audio series.
Yes.
Can you tell me what the project itself is? Maybe start with talk about the Experience Corporation as a whole, and then tell what the Kickstarter is for.
Yeah, so the Experience Corporation is a 12-part audio drama series. It's all scripted, fully sound designed. The tagline I always like to say, it's like a movie with your eyes closed, but a movie that still makes sense with your eyes closed. So it sees our two leads, Delmont and Cameo, as they work at the Experience Corporation, which is this big, it's big amorphous corporate structure. And what they do is they collect experiences by having their workers experience the thing. And the company has been around for a pretty long time. So the experiences they go out to collect are pretty granular, pretty specific. And so I'd say the slightly more lead Delmont, they're a magic user who's really excited to get into the magic pod at the Experience Corporation and further their career there. However, big left turn, they get put into the social strangers pod with Cameo, this incredibly charismatic, star of the pod, and Delmont's a little bit curmudgeonly closed off and annoyed that they're not where they want to be. And so it kind of sees their relationship grow together, as well as Delmont navigating the corporate structure and kind of what they want to be doing with their life. All kind of, showing off this cool sci-fi world we've been building for like 4 years. We have all sorts of cool lore built up, but through music, it's hard to show it off,
Yeah, right.
About specific lore things. So that's kind of it. The episodes, we have it all written. It is episodic, but it also is an arc, so each episode has them doing one experience about some of the fun ones, they're like haunted cruise ships, corporate retreats. There's we really like to get into the kind of genre things,
We've all been on those haunted cruise ship corporate retreats,
Well, the joke is it's a booze cruise, not that type of booze cruise.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah,
terrible.
it's a great. I had to fight for that. I had to fight for that pun.
You deserve the win on that one. That's awesome.
Thank you. But so just each episode kind of sees them go through one experience and their relationship develop as we kind of show more of the world. I'm just a small part of the team. I say small part, there's 4 of us. I guess that's 25%. But it's a super good team. We have all of us write a bit. There's the head writer, Caleb, and they just do a great job keeping everything consistent. And then the 2 leads, Delmont and Cameo, are also writers. So
right.
The characters are really well developed because they're writing for themselves, and we've all been on it so long. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, anybody that wants to see this, if you watch the video at the top of your Kickstarter, it's really great. It's really informative. It shows like Len and Samuel talking about the writing and the voicing, and Caleb. I mean, it's just really great. And then it's you and Kate like started off.
I was realizing I haven't mentioned Kate at all, who's the co-founder of Ready Made Utopia. She is the art person. She does all the visuals.
That's what I was going to ask. She's the one doing the visuals, because the visuals are great. I think you're onto something with it too, because now I'm a little older than what you would think is your demographic, but we have friends that are absolutely obsessed with like Pokemon, and they're in the 50-year-old age group, obsessed with what's that
stop
other?
myself from grabbing all my Pokemon cards.
You're like, oh, you said it. You said, are you going to play?
Here's my Squirtle.
Okay, yeah. Well, you know what? Do I have to mark this explicit? Oh no, you mean Squirtle? The kidding.
Oh,
come on, man.
Took me a second.
But what's that one? Animal Crossing.
Oh,
like, you
yeah,
have that vibe to this, and our friend is right in our age group and obsessed. So I look at this and I'm like, as soon as I saw it, my first thought was, oh, this is for kids. And I'm like, no, I know who this is for. And you have a huge audience with this design. This is great. She's done a beautiful job.
Kate's an amazing artist. She one kind of joke about the podcast is that we kind of started doing it because we needed to do something that wasn't all visuals, so Kate could keep doing all this art, where we could also, because if we were trying to do this project but it was like an animated series, we would need 20 times this budget, which is just not
right.
Gonna happen
At least.
right.
At least.
So it's funny because it's a very visual world, but we're doing an audio drama.
No, you know what? That makes perfect sense. And I think it's really cool. Like when I was watching your video, I actually listened to it without watching the visual. I watched the video for a second, then I was like, you know what? Let's hear what this sounds like. And I totally feel the vibe on the audio drama. So I think this is just a great project. And you said it's 12 episodes, right?
Yep.
Okay. So one season, are you hoping to continue the seasons after that?
We would love to keep doing more seasons after this.
All right. So we need to make this happen.
We have some ideas for season 2. That's where it starts to get existential, I would say. Excellent. Yeah,
excellent.
Season 1
so
is
we
a
need
nice
to make that happen.
Yeah, exactly. It does look like it's very for kids, but and this is a lofty thing to aim for, is Avatar: The Last Airbender. It looks like it's for kids. The themes are very
and kids love it, but that's not where it's at. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Well, you know what? I think you're going to have no problem with this, and I do want the listeners to know we're doing this late in the game. I just found you yesterday. There's only 6 days to go as of the time of us posting this. You've got, your goal is 16,500. You've got 13,218 already as of this moment. So the chances of you hitting it are,
hopefully pretty good.
Pretty much 100%. No, it would have to stop. And usually most of your stuff happens right at the beginning and right at the end. Yeah. So you should go past that to entice people. Yes. First of all, I think that people need to go and look at the Kickstarter. What they would look up is The Experience Corporation. Go to Kickstarter, type in The Experience Corporation, and it'll say The Experience Corporation, a Sci-Fi-ish Audio Series. That's the one. I will also put the links in the show notes. That helps. So, Thomas, why don't we talk about some of the tiers that you have?
Yeah, I'd love to. So do you want me to go through all of them, or just kind of some of my favorites?
Highlight a couple that you think people would be really interested in.
Yeah, so one of the funniest ones to me is the 50 party planning committee, where you get a cocktail book with recipes for cocktails inspired by the world of Ready Made Utopia. I just like that because I like to pretend they're potions, and I also love making cocktails. So it was great when they pitched that. I was like, oh, we got to do that one.
I like that one quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, there's name a character, which I think is really fun, and I also love because we're not the best at naming characters. So it helps out with that. We had a tier where Kate would actually design you a character from scratch, with one of the species within the world, so you could come into the world yourself. But that actually sold out, and we ended up replacing that with the musical composition pod member, where I'll write you your own theme song. I've been doing about a week ago. I wrote myself a theme song and set it as my alarm tone. So I wake up to something singing my own name. That's a custom theme song. And I'll tell you, since I started doing that, I've been having better days. And then I actually made one for my mom for Mother's Day. And so she's been waking up. And I really hope we get more people on that one, because it's honestly just a blast to make songs that aren't big dramatic moments. They're fun things for someone to bring joy.
Well, at some point, I'm going to probably ask you to make a theme song for this because that would be
Oh,
awesome.
I'd love to. I've done I did a theme song for a podcast about county government.
Oh,
a bit of a different vibe.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Was it for Leslie Knope?
No, it was for Dane County, Wisconsin. They have a oral history podcast.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
and I'm such a podcast addict. I'll probably listen to that now that you mentioned it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know the person that did that music. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's funny that you said that about the theme songs too. One of my favorite things that clicks into my head a lot was a moment on Family Guy where Peter got a theme song. Did you ever see that one?
I haven't seen this one.
He gets a theme song, and every time he walk, he has it like on a recorder, and it's like da 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 da. So every time he walks in the room, he goes da 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 da. Oh. Like, Peter, could you stop with the theme song? And he's like, it makes me so happy.
I've got to sync up my own theme song to my phone so I can do that when I walk into rooms.
So it's so funny. I think about that like every time I hit a stage or I do a panel. I think I gotta get a theme song.
Oh yeah, your own personal walkout music. I think of it like it's like either like a walkout for a talk show or a walkout for like WWE.
Oh yeah.
One,
well, that one has to have explosions too.
Oh yeah. Big
and then I get up there and I go, I know nothing about sports. Is this sports?
I'm the same.
So, okay. Are there any others that you wanted? Because those are really great tiers.
Yeah, those are really cool ones.
Actually, here's what I'm going to say. People should go on and look at these because they're very creative tiers. We're going outside of what you normally see. And that is always a winner to me. Lots of fun things. The create a character one. So next time you do a Kickstarter, you're going to have to expand that world a little bit because that is always a fan favorite.
Yeah.
But these are great.
I already have my own character in the world of Ready-Made Utopia.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. So what about stretch goals? Because at the point you're at now, like I said, to me, it's 100% you're going to hit this goal. You got 6 more days and you're on your way very quickly. What are some of the stretch goals? Or do you have anything you want to reveal?
We don't have the stretch goals we don't have revealed. What we say in the thing is right now, this budget is what we can do while all of us are working all of our hours for free. So if we can get beyond this goal, we could, buy ourselves some food and whatnot. So, it's not an exciting
I thought you looked a little peckish.
Yeah, it's not an exciting stretch goal, but, we wanted to present the budget to do what we wanted to do. And then from there, we could actually pay ourselves for the over thousands of hours of work we've already done and plan to do more. We've talked about maybe some little stretch goals here and there, but
yeah, I'm going to highly recommend getting some stretch goals because you're gonna go past this point, and they don't have to be crazy. Yeah. I've seen people, especially artists, and we've had people on this show a number of times that have done things like we hit the stretch goal, it adds another $500 to it. In your case, that might spread a little money around, which would be nice. But the goal isn't to do something more with this. The goal is to get you guys paid. And the reward is what matters there, where it's like, hey, we hit the stretch goal. Now we're going to make a custom poster for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Something kind of basic. One of my favorites was Tom Kelly. When you hit his stretch goals, he started going, he's an artist, and he started going through artwork that he just had in his studio that he got from other artists. Yeah. And he was like, I'll sign it and send it to you.
Other artists sign
other artists. And it was like, but they were great. I was like, I'd love to get a picture of Hellboy done by Mike Mignola, signed by Tom Kelly. How cool is that?
That's so cool. I like that.
Thanks for supporting the podcast. I'm like, that is awesome.
So the team.
You go talk to that team about those stretch goals. So this project is fantastic. I can't recommend it highly enough. I think it's so cool, and I really want to see you get into that existential second season.
Oh yeah, I really want to see what we do there.
yeah, and I love the design and everything. Thomas, I think you guys have a real winner here. I mean, I know you're going to hit your goal, but please, that doesn't mean to not support it. Get out there, support this Kickstarter. It's the Experience Corporation. Check out the video. It's fantastic. Check out the video embedded in further. The one from YouTube. That one is a lot of fun.
That's like my favorite scene we've done. That was so much fun.
It's really good. That's the one that I listened to just to hear what it was sounding like. I'm like, I just loved everything about it. The sound design was great. The voices were fun. And the character design is just fabulous. So there you go. Everyone jump on this thing. The Experience Corporation. Now, Thomas, before I let you go, where can people find you? We've already told people about this, and we will put your social media in the show notes, but where can they find you?
Yeah, so probably the most exciting stuff would be the Ready-Made Utopia pages on, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. If you're into TikTok, I love making a good TikTok. But personally, I'm also on those. But Reddit Media Utopia would be the more interesting one to follow, with all the art, all of the music coming out within the world.
Cool.
My
And we will
posts are mostly
definitely,
just,
I'll definitely put all that in the show notes.
yeah.
So that helps. People follow all this stuff. And I've got one more piece of advice, and I say it every time. I know I'm a broken record and I don't care. Even if you don't support it, share it on your social media, tell your friends. Just like I mentioned, my friend Teresa is going to go freaking nuts over this project. If I don't share it with the world, she never knows about it.
Yeah.
So share it with your friends, because you don't know who's going to connect with this and go, that's cool. And there's so many different layers to this. You don't know what's going to connect with them, but it helps support an indie artist. I love this. I think it's great. The Experience Corporation, you guys are going to hit the goal. Let's get those stretch goals and start thinking about them right now.
I'm going to, right after this, I got noted down right here.
All right, Thomas, thank you so much for coming on, and good luck with this.
Thank you.